Welcome everyone to the L7C podcast Power Rangers edition. That is right. It has been a long time since we've done a Power Rangers episode going back to some of our roots. We're going to be talking about, if you didn't know, this year was the 30th anniversary of Power Rangers. So we're going to talk about some of our favorite Power Ranger memories, what we thought about Mighty Morphin Power Rangers once and always, and just talk about some Power Rangers. So we got the captain with us, Byron Mitchell. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing good, doing good. Excited to be back talking about some Power Rangers, man. I think the last time we did one was it toys
It
or
was
Zords?
I think it was Zords or Villains, one of those. It's been a long
Yeah.
time.
Yes, sir. Excited to be back.
Yeah, we had to wait because obviously the exact day was August 28th. That would have been exactly 30 years, but that's exactly when we started college football pods. So we were doing those pods all week. I mean, every week. So now that college football, the regular season is over. We have some time to dive into Power Rangers. So Byron, man, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers came out August 28th, 1993, exactly 30 years ago. How crazy is that?
It's a while to think about that. It's been 30 years. Like, just thinking back on on the nostalgia, like
Mm.
watching the first couple episodes. I was 3 when it first came out, so just watching Power Rangers as a 3-year-old, just now I'm 33. It's like, man, Power Rangers still going. Love it.
Yeah, that's the thing right there, man. It's still going strong. Like, ever since Mighty Morphin, there's been countless iterations, next seasons, all of that. There's been the movie in 2017. There was obviously
Mhm,
Ivan Ooze's movie, the Turbo movie.
mhm.
They're still going strong, man. They're still getting Rangers. They're still making new teams, and it's still crazy to think about.
It is, man. I know 2017 movie, I know they wanted a sequel to it. I was hoping for a sequel.
Me too.
Never came out, and hopefully I think they're talking about, like, rebooting the movie. We'll see what they do with that, but, hey, if it comes to theaters, I'm definitely going to see it.
Me too. Me too. But they might be going another way because obviously for the 30th year anniversary, they had the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Once and Always, a Netflix special, an
Mhm,
hour or so long, where it was a whole new story in the continuality of the Power Rangers and Mighty Morphin. And you got to see Trini's kid like take the center stage and become the new Yellow Ranger. You had Billy in there, you had Zach in there, you had
mhm,
they didn't show their faces because there weren't them, but story wise, you had the original Mighty Morphin team like Jason, Tommy, Kimberly. They get
mhm,
captured, so that way you're able to bring in uh, Rocky and that
mhm.
crew
And
in there.
Cat.
Cat, who was Tommy's wife, obviously.
Mhm,
Like you're able to bring them in, and then you see obviously Adam and Aisha there too, like, and then they're in space, and then they're like,
mhm,
and obviously the villains taking all the different morph, like all the powers of all the other Rangers, and you see all the different teams. Like,
mhm.
what were your thoughts on that special? I know it came out a bit ago, but the world hasn't heard the L7C's thoughts on this.
I thought it was really well done. I think it was a good story to bring the original team back. Like,
Mm,
Robot Rita is coming to
yep.
take all the Power Rangers' powers. So, we gotta get the OGs back to stop her. And it's a good revenge story for Min, who is Trini's daughter. Um, so I think it was a really well done, a really good story. Um, and hopefully they'll do more specials like these.
Hey, that's the question right there. Once that came out, other Ranger teams were saying they want their once and always special in space team, the turbo team.
Hmm.
Like all these other teams are like, hold on, we want our version. Is this the new wave on Netflix? Like, what would your thought be on doing that for other teams?
I would definitely be here for them doing these specials like this because you get to see like a team you haven't thought about in a while, like in space. Like, what are they doing now, 30 years later? So I think it would be exciting to see their lives now.
Yeah, I agree, man. It would be the success of that once and always, and people are like, oh yeah, let's can we continue this? Can we keep this going? Can now other teams come in, get theirs? Like you showed all these teams on like the little what do you call them, Easter eggs and all of that. Like, oh, he
Mm-hmm.
took the in space. Oh, he took these, he took that. Like, and you see Adam and Aisha calling like other Rangers and all that. So that'd be very, very interesting to have, like, because it's been 30 years and they're still going. So who knows what they're going to do next?
Who knows? But definitely, I think they struck a gold mine with Once and Always. And I know about Netflix and how much I don't like them, but Netflix, you got a gold mine, man. If you want to make some money, definitely do more Once and Always specials.
That's fact. That's fact. Byron, man, what are some of your favorite moments from like the Power Ranger franchise in whole, man? Just what are some moments that stick out to you?
So some moments that stick with me, like any of the team ups, especially Forever Red, that's like
That was the
my
10-year
top.
anniversary.
Yep, 10-year anniversary. Just great. Like the first time I saw the episode, I was like, wow, they really brought everyone back from the past 10 years. So that was great. So any other time they do a team up, I'm always big moment for me. Another big moment. So like some of these are like things I just randomly think about, are like things that stuck with me. Like Kendrick's being killed off in Lost Galaxy because it's the first time we saw a Power Ranger die like on screen. Like usually they're written off. Like the original went to that convention, leadership convention. But this is like the first time they killed off a ranger because the actress had health issues. So they had to figure out a way to get her off, and they chose to kill her off. So that was a big shock as a child. I know we talk about this one always, me, you, and Cedric. Zanaku being the hell out of the Rangers, and that moonshot has just always stuck with me. And then one of them that always stuck with me as well is just the whole Psycho Rangers story arc. Because like as a child, you're like, man, are we really about to lose to these Psycho Rangers? Like, is evil about to win? They were going through it with the Psycho Rangers.
In Space went crazy. All those moments, I think about those moments too. I want to just say what In Space, obviously, like I think Countdown to Destruction is probably my favorite ending of all time, because they got to a point where the common folk had to start throwing hands.
Thanks.
Like it was the first time the Power Rangers' identities were revealed to the public. Like because they're like, man, if you don't start telling, and then the normal people started fighting with the Power Rangers. I'm like, hey, yo, they knew it was now or never, man.
Right. It was either us or them. I'm choosing me.
And then you have to lead to Andros basically killing Zordon to stop it like that. See, like In Space, they really had to hit, and they hit on that. And you brought up Forever Red. I just feel like anytime they did those crossovers, because now we're in the MC, like we're always thinking about crossovers now in this generation. But now thinking back, how hard it is that they were able to get all these people back.
Yeah.
And even now to this day with like new stuff, like Tommy came back to some of those new seasons. Jason came back. Obviously, Billy's come back. Like when they've had Power Ranger Wars and the Rangers are taking off their helmets, you're seeing some of the old school Rangers. Like the fact that they're still able to get these people back, man, like that's crazy, because we know how contracts and disputes and all that go. So having old faces pop up is always dope.
Yeah. Especially like you said, as a child, like these Rangers you haven't thought about for a while. And then 10 years now, coming back to help the current Rangers. Amazing.
Yeah, and we do the Arrowverse podcast. It was, and once it got to a point, where we're excited about the Arrowverse all the time, the annual crossover. Think about it. 30 years ago, what were we getting excited about Power Rangers? Once it started happening, the annual crossover. All right, when are they?
Like which Rangers are coming?
Yep. What episode is the last season teaming up with this season? When are we getting that two episode special? Like those are always dope. And like even again going back to In Space, because this season was just phenomenal. They teamed up with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Right. That crossover was wild. Like, man, there's an animated TV show that I watched, and they had the of course the 90 movies, and see him interacting with the Space Rangers. It's just wild.
Yeah, man. Like you just have these Rangers pulling up, man. Like Time Force with Lost Galaxy, In Space with Lost Galaxy. Like, man, and then Time Force got two. They got two crossovers because of their Time Force Wild Force got two because they crossed over with Time Force, and they just got lucky. They were part of the 10-year thing, so they got forever. And then seeing that interaction, man, like seeing different Rangers, different Ranger leaders, different like those interactions are like, oh man, we want more of this. Like, where's that's
Hmm.
probably where the love of crossovers came from because you're like every year you expect a crossover.
Yeah, and they always hit on the crossovers.
They did, man. They weaved it into the story well, and like the people got the right shine. Everyone got
Hmm.
shine during it. But man, you talk about Forever Red, like moment for me, man. Jason and Tommy face to face, and they do that, and they do the handshake. It's like, man, it's been a minute. And they do that. I'm like, man,
Yeah.
these are the two goats. Like,
Yes, sir. They're like, man, they really pulled it off. Like, cause like back in the day, you didn't know like anything that was like
mm-hmm,
happening behind the scenes. Like,
mm-hmm.
oh, okay, cool. They found, Jason came back to help out. Tommy came back to help out. Then like years later, like when news came out, like, oh, they really had beef. Not like beef, but there was
They
some
just didn't see
backstage.
eye to eye. They were just
Just didn't see
coworkers.
eye to eye. Yeah, I mean, like, man, and they pulled them together for 10 years to squash it. Love it.
And then and then all the Rangers pulled up, obviously, to the 2017 premiere. Obviously, the original one who couldn't come at that time was Trini, God rest her soul.
Hmm.
But man, I just feel like with things too with Ranger fans, like the comics, they tie in some loose ends that if Ranger fans aren't hip to, like you talked about Jason, Trini, and Zach going to the leadership summit. Obviously, that was because we're older now, was to write them off because they had contract disputes,
Hmm.
yada yada. Obviously, Jason came back and Zio and all that. But in the comics, they go to do the leadership thing, but then they get called to be new Omega Rangers that oversee the galaxy.
Hmm.
So then, like that stuff, because we talk about comics. Power Rangers gave us one of the greatest things ever in Shattered Grid and Lord and Tricon.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
that's something. If we ever got that in some live action,
Oh, that would be great.
like that's Shattered Grid, the video game, like that story of him, like basically taking over the Ranger multiverse, they all coming together. That's shit. That's Endgame before Endgame.
Wow, it really is. I never thought about that. You said
Jason
that.
was on top of the hill, Red Ranger Dragon Shield, giving the speech to the remaining Rangers who were alive, saying, "Hey, we got to do this, or it's over."
Right.
Like, man, you got Kimberly Ranger Slayer. She was out there
Hmm.
killing people with that bow, like alternate unit. Man, then you see all those Rangers interacting. The comics were amazing. Like, that's the one, man. You make that into an animated series, man,
Oh man, that as an anime would be fire.
because evil Tommy was killed good Tommy and then started murdering everybody.
Yeah. He was fed up.
Like, there's like, yeah, if Tommy never killed, not Tommy never stayed good and got more powers. This is what you'd get, man. Like, it's just crazy. And then speaking of Tommy, man, it's been a year since Jason David Frank passed away. Like, it's crazy, man, because obviously he's the most well-known Ranger ever.
Hmm.
And man, it's tough because last year we were gonna have the very first GalaxyCon. I'm in our place where we live, and he was one of the headliners. And we're like, oh, everyone's like, oh, we were gonna go see Tommy. And then he passes away before, and we hold that service for him, and other Rangers actually came in to talk about him. It's tough, man, that it's been
Hmm.
already a whole year since he's been gone.
It's just wild to think about. Like I remember that when the news broke, I was like, fuck, like, because he was not that he was young, but like
50?
50, like that's young.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, man, 50 just it's gone like that? It's just, oh,
And you see how much he had like influence on people because man, it was crazy. Like you see New Day come into Green and White Ranger stuff, like in
mm-hmm.
WWE. You see how much influence. I mean, everyone knows the Tommy kick, like the Tommy
Yes,
kick that he
sir.
does on Morph. So like it's wild, man, that it's been a year and how much influence he had. Because I know Cedric has talked about this on this pod before that. Again, he wasn't supposed to be there long. You want to make an
Mm-mm.
Arrowverse comparison, bro? He was kind of like Felicity. Like Felicity wasn't supposed to be there long until the fans are like, "Hold on, we actually."
We actually like him.
And then, yeah, man, the fandom loved Tommy, and they kept him in Green, and then he lost those powers, became the White Ranger, and then never looked back.
Never looking back. I remember when he came as a White Ranger, I was like, holy hell, this suit is smooth.
Yeah, man, connection to that morphing grid. And these Rangers are still obviously all of them are still doing. They understand the fraternity that they're in with being Power Rangers, man. Like they have Morphicon, they have all these cons
Mm-hmm.
they go to. Everyone comes to see them. Like the original Pink Ranger, Amy Jo Johnson, is writing her own spin-off comic with Power Rangers. Like it's crazy, man. And like her comic in that version, Tommy and Kimberly actually do get married. And like Jason's a vigilante now. Like the mission's over, but then things are gonna have to bring them all back.
I would love a good story like that, man. I remember that episode where Kimberly and Tommy broke up, man. I was heartbroken. Dang, bro, they're supposed to be
Bro.
together forever. What's going
Yeah.
on?
Good dear John letter.
Yes, sir. Like, damn, bro.
I
Damn,
understand.
Tommy.
I thought they're gonna be together forever too, man. I did, and then she broke up. I'm like, man. And then you find out it was Kat. Like
Yeah.
you find out it
Well,
was
they're
her.
married with a kid.
Yeah, like you found out it was Kat. It's like, well, yeah, I guess, but man, never get to see a day where like adult Kimberly, adult. That's what I want to see. I want to see a Kimberly Cat interaction. That's what I wish I would have saw in the.
Yeah.
Because that would like how's that? Because obviously Cat was evil. She was literally an evil cat, and then she got trusted with the Pink Ranger power that never looked back.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it's crazy. Some of those things, like man, we've already lost two of the original. You want to go back to another? That's the first original six,
Yes, sir.
and there's already two of them gone, man.
R.I.P.
So I just it's crazy. But Byron, like we talked about some things, but what things would you also want to see from like Power Rangers? They're about to go into year 31 in 2024.
I don't know, man. I feel like they've done it all. Like, what's left? But obviously, they're gonna keep making Power Rangers because everyone loves Power Rangers.
Toy
They
selling.
toy selling. Like, I still need to find like original Morpher. I would love to have one of those. But I've always wanted like the original Zord set as a toy. I need to have one of those as well. But
It's
it
crazy
basically
when you don't
combines
get
what
them as you don't get that type of stuff as kids, and once you're an adult, you're like, oh, I got my own money. I gotta look
got
for
my
this
own
stuff.
money. Like, got to. But Power Rangers basically combines what everyone loves: superheroes and good fights.
Yeah,
And then for us
and
that
mechs.
had Power Rangers from the beginning, they bring in some of the old cast from time to time. So that's what keeps it going. And I don't know if like they have Saban has like an end in sight, but I know he's gonna sit on a cash mine.
Yeah, I just saw too that just yesterday, Seth like McFarlane and Hasbro toys joined a partnership. So now they're gonna be making
Okay.
some Power Ranger toys. Like that just happened yesterday.
Wow, I missed that news.
Yeah, man. I don't know. Maybe some more PG-13 stuff. Of everyone who's watched Power Rangers, everyone's seen that YouTube video. You know which one I'm talking about, where the Road Rangers just murking everybody, and you're like, "What the hell is?"
Okay, I would like to see that. I know. I don't know if this was the last time we did a podcast. We were talking about like a Power Rangers video game, and
that's the next one for me on PlayStation, like on the new consoles.
Yeah, with like open world type.
Yeah, man.
I would love to see that.
Yeah, man. Have it like open world, man. I deal with like it'd be Naruto Storm style, or maybe now coming Budokai Tenkaichi open. Call the Zords, have the Zords come in. Like Shattered Grid is more that 2D type
Fighting
thing,
game,
competitive type thing, fighting, but like open world where you can maybe customize some Ranger, make your own Ranger. I think
that would be dope. You can make like your own Power Ranger team.
I'd be in there in a heartbeat. I would be in there in a heartbeat. But speaking of team, Byron, one of the last things, this thing came out a long time ago. Said we were going to do this on the pod, so we're fine. It'll just build your ultimate team of Rangers from any season: red, green, black, pink, blue, and yellow. Man, like who you picking for your colors?
All right, so my criteria for picking my Rangers were like how iconic they were, if they've done like multiple team ups, or like how badass they were on their episodes. So, of course, Red Ranger, Jason Lee Scott.
Okay.
Green Ranger, Tommy Oliver. My Black Ranger, I'm going with Adam Park.
Okay.
My Pink Ranger, Jen Scott.
Hey, you learned from the top 10.
I did. And then my Blue Ranger, because this one meets the criteria because this person was in multiple team ups. Corey Hansen from Ninja Storm.
Hey, okay.
And then my final, the Yellow Ranger, Taylor Earhart.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Blue Ranger was actually the hardest one
It was
for me because in theory, if I had a first team, like I literally have the same exact team to the T.
wow.
Yeah,
That's
Jason,
crazy.
Tom. I mean, Taylor in general in my top 10. Like I basically picked people off my top 10.
Okay.
And then when I got to the blue and black, the Blue Ranger, I was just like, I almost wanted to go Kevin from Samurai, but then I also thought of Billy Krantz, obviously. Then I also thought of TJ because I was like, am I really like Power Rangers? Obviously, when we started, I mean, Zach was the Black Ranger and he was black. But then TJ made it because he was the first Black Ranger to be deemed the leader, like the Red Ranger. So that was obviously a big deal. And then we've had other minority people become Power Rangers. We've had, I mean, Red Rangers. We've had women, which I never thought when I was a kid. I'm not into them because I didn't think they ever do. We've seen women become the Red Ranger and the leader, which is crazy. So it's like that's why I was struggling with Blue. I was like, man, I already had two girls, but I kind of want some representation with the African American community. That's why I was like, took it Kevin, TJ, and I was like, ah. But that's why I put like so many different names in Blue. Like everything else, like now if you couldn't pick all those people you pick, who would you have picked?
Ooh, if I couldn't pick,
So that means let's just say you take out. You can keep Taylor, Jen,
I can keep Taylor,
but if you couldn't, that's the other thing too. I was going. If you
so
couldn't pick Mighty
Jason
Morphin Power
Thomas,
Rangers,
if I couldn't pick the original, okay.
Yeah, that's
that one's tough. Let me think. Let me look. I gotta look at my list again real quick. Because that's a big restriction. All right, let me look at Red. Man. I think Red Ranger, I might probably go Andros.
Oh, man, Andros. There's Carter. There's my man Leo, who that was top moment. He pulled Chiquita in point blank, blew them both up.
Yes,
that's top moment.
And what's about the mission?
Man was fighting her on the thing, ripped his shirt off. I said, huh? Oh man.
There's Black Ranger. Oh, can't pick anyone from before.
Oh,
it's tough. I might go Dylan from I can't even think of the name of the
Wild Force?
No, it's RPM.
Okay.
Like watching that season, like he was a badass.
No, bro.
And then what do I have left? The Green Ranger. I gotta find the list of the Green Rangers.
It's tough because when you think everyone goes the same person for green, so it's like, where else you going?
Where else you going? I think I might go. I think I might go Cam from Ninja Storm.
And then Red Ranger. You went Andros.
Yeah, Andros.
Yeah, if you could Cedric hopping.
Dylan, and then Cam.
Okay, that's it. Hey, we got our man Cedric. We're hopping in. What's going on, man?
Hey, how you living?
Good. We're just, talking about Power Rangers, how it's crazy how we're all in our 30s and it's the 30th anniversary, which is wild.
Oh, yeah, man. It's been a long time. It's been a long journey.
Yeah, so right now we were just we just gave like we picked our Ranger teams like based on the color, and then I just threw out to Byron. I was like, if you couldn't put any Mighty Morphin Power Rangers on your thing, what? How would your team be different? He was just looking through them.
Hmm.
Yeah, because we had Mighty Morphins in the red, green, and black spot, and I was just like, Byron, take those Mighty Morphin Rangers out. Who would you put in there?
Oh man.
Yeah, that one's tough.
But hey, but Cedric and his original thing, you'll get a kick out of this. Black Ranger, he didn't forget about Adam this time.
I didn't forget about Adam.
I'm so proud of you. But did you pick any, like you were forced to pick girls on the team?
Oh no, he remembered. He picked girls this time.
So this was my list, Cedric. So I had Red Ranger, Jason Lee Scott, Green Ranger, Tommy Oliver, Black Ranger, Adam Park, Pink Ranger, Jen Scott, the Blue Ranger, Tori Hansen, and then Yellow Ranger, Taylor Earhart.
Yeah, but Cedric, he upgraded. Remember, top 10, he had 0 girls. And now he got 3.
That's one, man. Like, where's your boy at in blue?
That's what I'm. Yeah,
TJ.
I thought TJ was going to be red. I'm gonna keep it 100. Like, that's his bro. Did you have him in number 5?
I don't remember. I gotta find that list.
Man, he was up.
I know I have it saved.
He was up there.
Wait, where's your doggy at? You had him in the top 10. He a color?
They actually have them listed as a Black Ranger on like the Wikipedia site.
Man.
But Cedric, what are your thoughts, man, on like Power Rangers being 30 years and how this thing is? There's no end in sight right now.
I mean, it's honestly one of the things that I can say from like being a child all the way up to an adult. I knew that like the Japanese side of it kept having stuff come up, but I honestly thought that it would die off in America. Because I mean, kids are getting older, kids are wanting different things. It's kind of like a similar recipe, almost like you got 5 teenagers. The powers of protecting the world. The storyline's kind of similar in all the seasons, where it's like they all have Zords. All the Zords combined type of thing. I don't know. Becoming like a teenager and into an adult, I just thought that it would be something that like people would just eventually lose interest in, because they'll be like, oh, it's not fast paced enough, it's not actiony enough, there's no animation. Like, I honestly thought like if it was going to go, it would have to be turned into animated rather than still live actors. So honestly, I'm impressed. I'm happy. I mean, like, it's good to see like some pieces of childhood that's still going on.
What are some of your favorite moments?
Well, my favorite moment, honestly, Evil Green, when my guy hit the scene. That's probably my top favorite moment. Those episodes. I ironically enough also like the power shift into Zeo, because it was one of those first moments that we had like another movie, but it's not really a movie per se. Like when they blow up the command center up top, and then Alpha like has like the slime, they like move through the slime. Where Zeo and they're all like, what is this place? He's like, oh yeah, we've been having this place stored up just in case something happened. They blew up our main command center. Welcome to the new command center, underground. And I'd have to say, honestly, just like the various different themes that they've gone with. Like we've seen them go Mighty Morphin, which honestly I didn't think they'd do dinosaurs again, but then they had Dino Thunder, Ninja Thunder. They did like the police, SPD. They did like the rescuing services, our first responders, and Light Force. Like just the different types of themes that they keep coming up with. I honestly am impressed that I know they've repeated a couple times, but I thought they'd just really be done. Just like, yeah, we got nothing else. Like, this is it, people. Type of situation. So that's some of my favorite stuff, is that like they keep trying to refresh some things, try something new.
You know, Byron brought up Zanaku, first appearance.
Man, that man, that's as close. Well, between him and Trent.
Yeah, Trent was on some bullshit, dude.
Yeah.
That's as close as like we got to like so these people some evil motherfuckers. Like they're ready to really mess people up. And it's fine. Like, it's okay. they're perfectly all right with it.
Like, they I don't know why they let Sanaku eat like that, bro. Whoever was in the back writing that script, they're like, "Hey, this man about to eat."
Yo, that person also forgot that, like, oh wait, he has to turn good at the end of this.
Yeah,
right.
Because I was sitting there for a minute back then. I'm like, are they really gonna beat this man? Because once he started taking their Zords, I'm like, oh.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, that boy's crocodile Zord started eating their Zord. I'm like, come on, man.
When they start crying, though, I was like, who, what are they gonna do? Like, they sitting there crying. How are they gonna win? They're crying about losing this shit.
Like, and then I also brought up Cedric, how like back when it started, how like the progression of like diversity, obviously, I mean, we give TJ flack, but obviously like TJ becoming the first Black Red Ranger, and then there's been other Black Red Rangers. There've been women Red Rangers, which again, I told Byron when I was a kid, I never thought that was going to happen. I just didn't. But now it's diverse, man. It's real diverse.
Absolutely. I mean, it's been one of the things where it's like, and I think that goes just kind of like the counterpart with like the Japanese version of it.
Mm-hmm.
With it being American, like you could do kind of casting was whatever you really want to do with it.
Mm-hmm. That's true. That's true. You know, Cedric, we know this was obviously your guy, Tommy Oliver. Obviously, Jason David Frank, he passed away a year ago, which is already crazy. I mean, the greatest Ranger of all time. Do you have any thoughts you want to say about Jason, aka Tommy?
Man, honestly, that dude, first hero, I could say, like, person on TV that I'm like, I really want to be like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, probably the reason I watched Power Rangers as long as I did as a kid, like, just grateful and thankful for the time and work that he put in with that series. And then also coming back to do other shows and series, just showing up for the fans. Like, we're just honestly like gone too soon from this world, and just forever grateful for Green.
Right. Right. His daughter's still doing stuff. Like, she's still got to live, and she knows she's carrying that legacy too. But just from a serious what Woozy knows. So I just typed in Tommy Oliver. This came out January 9th, 2023. Tommy Oliver, greatest Ranger of all time. Here are 7 of the closest contenders in the series.
Okay. Oh boy.
And then they list the reasons. All right, so other contenders for greatest Ranger of all time. Kimberly. Okay.
Wait, that's number 1 on the list, or are they counting backwards?
They're counting backwards.
Okay.
Kimberly. All right. Next up, since we were just talking about him, good version. Merrick, Wild Force.
Okay.
Then Jen, Time Force.
Okay, now we're getting serious. Okay.
Wesley, Time Force, which I was like, I like Wes, but I don't know about greatest of all time. But
okay.
Andros.
Okay.
Byron's goat, TJ.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, TJ. Second to first, second place.
Wait, excuse me.
Second place.
and then the Jason.
Yeah.
But they had TJ number 2.
They didn't have Adam on there.
There we go. That's right there. That's what I'm like. See, Screen Rant. What we doing? Byron, did you write this list?
Rant.
Byron, you write this?
No, I didn't
write this list. The hell out of that.
All right,
that's
I laugh
wild.
If submitted, but oh no, you're not Gabrielle Silva. That ain't you.
No, I'm not.
Unless you never know, man. Byron could have a fucking alias writing on some articles or something.
Oh man, yeah, man. No, I'm tired of these people sleeping, bro. Stop sleeping on Adam.
Wild.
I saw TJ.
No,
I said,
Adam.
Hell no. No disrespect, but he ain't.
I mean, they put Connor in. I mean, not Connor. They put Merrick in.
I don't know how he could be considered the greatest Ranger, bro. Are you talking about bad guy? Now we talking, but
and I mean, I guess
what's the reason they said for Merrick?
He's the 6th Ranger, harness the power of the wolf. All right, bro, we know that. Taking a look at Merrick's history, he could easily be pitted against Tommy. Oh, because he started off bad. Okay.
Like fighting, like his actual abilities.
I don't know. Much like Tommy's story, Merrick has to fight evil and become an ally to the Ranger. Bro, how's that make him a GOAT? He did one season. I mean, his backup was fucking hard now, but no, Adam's crazy. That's
yeah.
Did they pick TJ just because he's the one who inherited Turbo?
I'm about to be so weak if that is the first line. He first introduced after freeing Tommy from prison. TJ dreamed of being a Ranger since he was a kid. Many would say it was fate as Tommy handpicked TJ to become his successor.
Yeah.
Even though, bro, you know what's crazy? This is disrespect to TJ. They have him on here, and the picture of him is unmasked, bruised, because the command center done blew up.
Wow.
How you going to use that as your greatest of all time when it was the Rangers one of their lowest points?
Dang, bro. I can pick a better picture for my man.
I mean, they try to show this man he survived adversity. As he lost his power and then had to go to be a Blue Ranger for a guy who was further down on the list than he.
Yeah. Oh shit! Like this.
Like he in space, he's blue in space. So how you gonna put that? Okay.
Oh man, I just get that.
And we really ain't gonna. Okay, no Adam. Okay. You trained the Black Ranger from space.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
He did
done a whole bunch of crossovers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, that shit's funny, man. Screamer be killing me, but I just was looking through that. I was like, damn, no Adam. Like Adam's just he's a goat. He's a good man, but I don't know, Byron. I don't know, man. I just always Byron. Who would you pick as your mentor? You picking that dog?
Yeah.
No, pick Zordon.
You didn't have Zordon as a Power Ranger on your top 10 list?
I did not.
Just saying, you had the dog.
That was a terrible list, all right?
That's right. That's where I was going. The movie, he was a Red Ranger, and Rita was a Green Ranger. Bro, I know they were smacking, so.
What are you doing? Bro.
I'm just saying. I might have to pick Captain Mitchell, bro.
Bro, I feel like he didn't do anything, though.
Hey, that's my type of boss. Stay out the way. Give me nice pats on the back.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Like, I'm taking, maybe, I can't take the girl from a Wild Force. She didn't do shit.
Oh, hey, she saved Mary.
Think of her name.
She did. Sure, she did. She said, a goated Ranger.
I mean, honestly, if it wasn't for her, they'd still be getting clapped by Zanaku right now.
To this day. The next raid, who was after Wild Force? Was that R? No, it's not RPM.
It was.
Was it Dino there? Was it Dino?
I want to say it's Dino Thunder.
So Dino Thunder came in, got smacked.
I want to make sure.
Dino Thunder smacked. RPM smacked. Mystic Force smacked. They're like, dang, how come we can't beat this man Merrick? He would have had 30 Zords by the time freaking Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Forever and Always came out.
Yeah.
Like, oh man. That's funny. That's true. She did save him. Like she did. Yeah. She did save
After a while, Force was Ninja Storm, then Dino.
That's what it is. Ninja Storm. They would have got killed. Hey man, don't sleep on Ninja Storm, man. That low key, I appreciated them.
Oh, I just don't think they're beating Zanaku.
Oh well, look, man. Some teams have their strengths and some teams have their weaknesses. They're losing to a ninja wrestler, so it happens.
Oh, what team would you want, Cedric? Like, if you had to pick based on colors.
Oh, based on colors. And Oh, okay. Well, Jason,
Mm-hmm.
I probably want him Black Ranger. Wait, does him being gold? Does that mean he's not
to
the
me,
Black Gold Ranger? Like,
to me, he's a Black Gold Ranger. That's to me. That's to me. But that's my
because I'm not.
guy.
I ain't gonna lie. Like, I'm out here trying to like stack. So,
Oh, you're trying to stack?
absolutely trying to say. You told me I had to pick the teenagers to defend the world.
Oh, facts. Hey, I mean, if you got
Yeah.
damn, I didn't even think about that. You put Jason down at Black. Whoa.
Yeah, because Jason. So I put Jason down at Black. I keep Tommy at green. I put Andros at red. Putting Jen at pink. Oof.
That's why this man Cedric no Power Rangers. I wasn't even thinking big brain like that.
Me either.
I'm picking man. Let me run with Billy Cranston from the movie at blue.
Good luck, man.
Okay.
That man was funny too.
He
I
was.
think he'd be okay. I think he'd get along with everybody. And then I mean, fuck, I guess let me get Taylor. I'll do Taylor at yellow because homegirl had heart. So
she did. She got hot when old boy came on the team. She's like, "What do you mean I'm not the leader no more, bro? It's your time's up."
Yellow Ranger, he is now the Red Ranger.
Yeah. Even though he was getting smoked too. Even though I liked him more as a villain though. When he was a villain, that actor.
Oh yeah.
Too bad he killed the dude and his damn roommate.
His roommate, bro. The sword, like, come on, bro.
He lived that life to the fullest.
I said, look, man, cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Hey.
Damn. Oh, man, Jason in Black. Whoa. Woo. Woo.
And how'd you feel about seeing your boy's cameo back?
Jason?
Yeah.
Man, I mean, you mean meeting him? Like shaking his hand and all that shit?
Well, that too. Because that's another thing. Like, you get meeting your heroes is very important, especially when you get a chance to meet them like face to face. It's always amazing.
Yeah, I'll go with that one first. So that was wild because like he was really nice, like dapped me up, gave me a hug. Like I told him, it's like, hey man, I'm basically a hero since I was like a baby ish. And he was just like, hey man, appreciate all this stuff. And at those things, they try and get you in and out quick for the picture. So then even like when we're done the picture, talk to him a little bit more, man. He's like, hey man, take care of all that stuff. So he was really cool. Like, and all those pictures that those people have to take. So that was surreal. I mean, I was sad I never got to meet Jason David Frank. Like that would have been dope too. But it was cool actually meeting a Power Ranger, and it just like influenced me more to be like, damn, I got to get to Morphicon one year, man.
Right.
And like that really influenced. I was sitting there, I was like, I gotta get there because like there's I mean, I'm not gonna lie too. We talk about like heroes, like seeing some childhood crushes too. Like, man, if I see Kimberly and then Ashley and then nah, man, like, and then I see and then I see my man Adam. I'm not gonna lie, Byron. If I see Adam, I'm like, hey man, my homeboy disrespecting you.
Wow.
No, dead ass. He ain't lying. Like that.
I know he isn't.
that has to happen.
Like I want to get like stuff signed. Like it's just cool, man. Like because it's like, damn, I'm an adult too. Like I'm an adult with them. Like,
right.
I ain't gonna put respect to this man. This man was a voice actor too.
I know. You know he's the voice actor of Ichigo. And he's the voice actor of Broly.
Yes.
That's big three Ichigo Bankai.
It's so sweet.
But nah, it was cool, man. Like it was cool actually getting like talk to these people because I was like, dang, we humans too. And it's like, damn, you provide all this entertainment. Like I saw people coming in, especially, and he did action poses with people too. Like anyone who dressed up in Ranger cosplays, especially him going face to face with. There's one dude who came in the Lord
Draken.
Yeah, Lord. No, yeah, Lord.
Oh, Lord Dragon.
Yeah, he came. One person came in that, and then seeing that face off, I'm like, damn, this really like the fucking comic. Like this is like the video game. Like this crazy. So because I've loved this man because that story is probably that whole art story is probably my favorite Power Ranger story of all time. Because he was wrecking havoc. across the multiverse.
Man, I need them to animate it.
That's what. Yeah,
we were talking about that.
So the reason I say is because there's going to be an anime that actually comes out. I want to say I don't think it's. It may be it may be fall 2024. I'm not certain. It's like a Power Ranger-esque type of thing, but it's from like the henchman perspective. Why he can't beat the Power Rangers, essentially. But it's like Go. Oh, what is it?
Go Loser Ranger.
Yep, Go Loser Ranger. So I'm pumped for that.
Yeah, I'm curious
how they're gonna portray that stuff.
Bro, I just don't know who was in that bag in 1993. Because how do you make, like, obviously, like you said, Cedric, bring the English version, and then you come with that theme song.
Oh yeah.
Who was cooking in 93 like that? Picking these Rangers, saying we're gonna have this theme song, we're gonna build this up, we're gonna have Tommy come in this time, and then the fans come in, it's like, no, we're gonna keep like, who was cooking in 93 like that?
And honestly, the craziest thing is Tommy was a slide pick. Because Tommy was supposed to be the main character or the main leader of the VR Troopers. And so that's the reason why Tommy was going to leave Power Rangers, because it's like, oh, we got like, yeah, we actually signed this dude to be in. Saban's like, we had this guy to be our VR Troopers. So they're like, oh, well, kids ain't going to school. What? Like, people. Well, Tommy, how you feel about being a Green Ranger again? Like,
and then they cooked it up. They're like, yeah, man, you're gonna lose your powers, but we're gonna make them think you're gone again, but you're gonna come back as the White Ranger. Shit, crazy.
That's still crazy.
Shit, power closest to the morphing grid. Cedric, what season do you feel like doesn't get the more respect that it deserves?
I'm gonna say Dino Thunder.
Okay.
And it's a kind of a double-edged thing, because either you respect it because it has Jason David Frank, or people tend to look down upon it because it's like they had to bring back Jason David Frank, and that's the only reason why that season or series was successful. And so, because outside of that, like, Ninja Storm wasn't bad. It had its own like allure to it. But I feel like when you follow it up with Dino Thunder, you have Jason David Frank as a Black Ranger in that. I feel like like some people write it off like, oh, the only reason to even watch this is to see Jason David Frank as an like what is he doing professionally outside
as a college professor.
Like, it's just one of those things where it's like it's easy to write it off. It's like, oh, they had to bring back Jason David Frank, just make Power Rangers popular again. So for me, I probably pick them. Even though I feel like, and also it's like I think that's the first time that they revisited dinosaurs as like the main like theme, and so they get a lot of flack for that. But I like the concept because initially it was 3 Rangers, ended up being 5 Rangers once you add Trent, and he had like his own like montage evil White Ranger thing. So I feel like that's one that gets slept on.
Byron, do you have one you feel like it's?
I think I want to say Jungle Fury, because that's not one that I watched like when it first came out. I watched it like because I wanted to like rewatch all the Power Ranger seasons, like when they had them on Netflix.
Hey, that's when Netflix was really booming.
Yeah. So I watched Jungle Fury on Netflix. I was like, oh, wow, this one was low-key good. I'm sad that I missed out on it when it was like on TV.
I feel man, I just maybe because I really like this one, because it's like, oh, this brought me back to like watching them. I was like, damn, all right. Man, I like Samurai, man. I feel like people don't like Samurai as much, and I was like, I felt like they had a pretty decent team. Like,
yeah,
And I fuck with Decker. Like Decker, he was putting in some work. He's like, man, I'm just trying to find worthy person to kill me. Let's go, Red Ranger. Like, so that's one. Their team was smooth. It's crazy to see. I just looked up their team too. I'm like, damn, the Yellow Ranger 33. I mean, shoot, like,
yeah.
The Red Ranger.
I will say, you pick Samurai. That's the first time that we've seen them do like the. So like normally with Power Rangers, they always get like a boosted form from the base. Well, if that's the first time we've seen them actually get a series title for just that boosted form, like Power Rangers Super Samurai.
Yeah.
And then from there on, it became like a thing. Like all of them had one for the most part. So
yeah, they made it more team. Like you're right, Cedric made team because back in the old days, man, Red Ranger got the battleizer at Andros and onward, and that was it.
Yes, sir.
And then they said, you know what, we're gonna boost everyone up. Because I remember those battleizers like, damn, when's the battleizer episode? When's the team up episode?
And the battleizers were hard. The battleizers were hard.
They really were, man. I was telling Byron Frigg on too. I was like, and my man Leo brought Chiquita point blank rage, blew his shit up. I'm like, there goes that battleizer. I'm like, bro, how did you survive? Like that was point blank range. Oh, but those were crazy. Those, but then what was it? Lightspeed Rescue. They gave the blue and Green Ranger
the
some
green
stuff.
battleizers, yeah.
And then the Red Ranger got his own thing. If I was the other two girls, I'm like, damn, nothing.
This is sexist.
It
sounds like Byron's picking who gets battleizers.
No.
All right, it was a terrible list. I admit it. Okay,
hey, bro, it's okay, man. It's just iconic in the L7C lore, bro.
Man. It was just one of those moments. It was honestly one of the best moments where we're just like sitting there, just like, what?
Right, because we did do that live in person too.
Yeah, you came with the computer ready, like
you had your notes and all this stuff. I was just like, oh, Byron did his homework. Mark just asked, like, so, like, can we go put any girl, like, no women on the list? Like, he's like, I have to ask, like,
in that top 10. Oh my gosh, I was like, dang, if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. But I was just like, damn. I was even expecting like the cop out answer of like Kimberly, just because she's Kimberly. But you were like, nah. You're like, F it.
I mean, back to that episode. It's just one of those moments where, like, when I heard him throw Adam at 10, I was like, damn, Adam's at 10. I'm like, who the hell's on this list?
Oh,
man. This man must have some heat that I don't know about. Like,
I'm just re-looking at this list. This list was terrible, man.
Hey, it's a 30-year anniversary, Byron. Read that back.
All right.
Oh boy.
So my top 10 Power Rangers had 10 Adam Park, 9 Carter Grayson, 8 Wes. This I don't know why I put him on here. 7 Doggy Cruiser, 6 Mike Corbett, 5 Eric Myers, 4 Andros, 3 TJ Johnson, 2 Jason Lee Scott, and then 1 Tommy Oliver.
You really had you had Wes and Eric on the same list?
I did.
You had Time Force heavy. Damn.
Like I said, it was a terrible list.
Yeah,
I mean, listen, like, Eric was dope.
Hey yo.
Eric was dope.
Was about the mission.
Oh, only the mission too. Only the mission. That man.
Hey, that's one of my favorite moments, bro. Jen said, Eric, we need to work together. He yelled, I work alone. Quantum power.
It's just like you put those two on, like I guess that's probably what grabbed my attention in there, because like you put those two on there, but didn't have Jin on there, and I was like, well, okay, it is what it is. But you also had to do. So you mentioned that you watched Jungle Fury, which I agree with you. I think like that was one that like fell through the cracks for them. Interesting premise. But you mentioned you had someone on your list from Jungle Fury too, right?
I did not.
I thought you had.
No, because I was going to put the Purple Ranger on there for an honorable mention.
RJ,
yeah, but he didn't. He wasn't on the list.
Okay.
It was just funny. It was funny. I was like, man. I was like, hey, my man Byron said, yeah. Then you had Carter. I mean, I fuck with Carter. I mean, he was about those rules too, but I was like, damn. Oh, you think who'd you have it? You had Adam at 10.
Yeah.
And then you had Wes how high?
8.
And then Will's Carter 9.
Yeah.
So you think if Carter and Wes fought, you take Wes? I'm just curious because I actually think that's actually a pretty good fight.
That would be a good fight. I would think I probably would take Wes 8 because he did come back in like the 25th anniversary.
Okay. No, I mean, I remember that boy Wes. He had that little doppelganger who was his 3,000 whatever person who was married to Jen. He was an asshole.
Alex.
He was an asshole. They came back, bro. He took that man Wes's thing and said, "Go back to that clock." I'm like, bro, what? And then that boy was bossing them around. He said, "Man, y'all been deficient." All this stuff. He's like, "Why are y'all in these normal clothes? Put them uniforms back on." I was like, "Oh hell no!" And then they were getting smoked in their Zords. And then Jen really said, "Man," she basically hit him with, "We wouldn't be getting smoked if Wes was here." And then she basically hit him with that.
Hey, I mean, they were winning until you showed up.
He was hot, bro. He came in slick back hair. I'm like, damn, bro. And their villain, that Time Force did teach you about some racism, though. Like,
oh yeah,
like damn, Eric was about to shoot. He was about to shoot Chip in the head. He's like, oh, because he was protecting that one little one. He's like, oh, you just want to kill him because he looked different than you. I'm like, yo, like what?
Crazy thing though, he's not wrong.
Then their villain too. He's like, I hate humans. Look what they did to man. Oh shit! That show was.
Then his like henchman sidekick turn on him too.
Yeah, then he
the robot.
Yeah, then he got smoked.
Your own people, bro.
And then the daughter liked the Blue Ranger.
Yeah.
And she, oh man, then they say, yeah, you gotta get arrested, bro. You out here going crazy, man. Wes, and then fucking dude brought the Power Rangers back to the future. Like, what about Wes? Well, sorry, this is where he gotta die. This is where he gotta die. I'm like, wait, if he dies, how did you get born? Because you look just like him.
Well, hey, however many years pass, Wes finds love somewhere, and
he said, "Nah, we going back." I'm like, "Oh well." Oh man, and Wes's dad was an asshole too, bro. Wes was
rich asshole.
He found out his boy was a Power Ranger. This man made a whole security team. Like, hey, come join. It'd be great to have a Power Ranger. Time Force was woos, man. Anything else, y'all? Because we could talk Power Rangers forever.
Facts. No, I got nothing else.
Hey, shout out to the Legends Bulk and Skull, first comedic geniuses.
Yes,
with their music too. Whoever cooked their music too when they walk in,
that stuff is hilarious.
So. And with that being said, Power Rangers, 30 years, still going. Man, can't wait to see what y'all do next. With that being said, man, L7C Podcast, signing out.